Hey everybody, I'm Scott Wikle. You're listening to My Kind of Country. Thank you so much for joining us on a Monday night. My special guest is getting ready to kick off his 29th annual Christmas tour, and he's also got a brand new live album that we're going to talk about tonight, and some other fantastic things. It's always a pleasure to have him on the show. This is Grammy and Emmy award-winning singer and songwriter John Barry. John, how are you tonight?
So good I can hardly believe it's me. How are you?
Well, I'm doing great. I found out we were talking before we got on the air that you have a brother named Scott also.
Yeah. Yeah, he's 2 years older than me and terrific guy. He lives up in New York City of all places.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Wow. How did he end up there?
Well, he years ago he was an opera singer and did a lot of work like that, and that's kind of the place you want to be. Is he's lived in Europe and Germany and Italy and France and lots of places singing. And ended up in New York working with some different people, and so that's where he lives now. He's got 3 girls, and they're grown, but they all live pretty close together.
Well, that's fantastic. Well, that brings up an interesting question. You know, the range in your voice is certainly where you can do opera stuff, you can do country, you can do it all. And so I'm curious, when you guys were growing up, were you listening to a lot of opera music or other types of music other than country?
Well, I didn't listen to any country music when I was growing up.
Really?
The only thing I knew about country music is that on Saturday nights when Hee Haw came on, you could sit and hear it.
Uh-huh.
And I did know what my old neighbor of mine across the street, Jeff, his dad had a bunch of old Hank Sr. records.
Oh, yeah.
And, from the 50s. And that's the only country music I ever come across. And I was just like all the other kids listening to WQXI Quixie AM radio, 7:50 AM out of Atlanta, and, listening to all the pop station stuff at that time, like everybody else did. And I just kind of grew up in a different environment. And I started playing guitar when I was 12, and that was 1972. And I think the most well-known entertainer in the world at that time was John Denver. And I really loved John Denver. I loved his music, and I loved a lot of his songs. And he was a great musical influence on me. And I had the privilege of getting to meet him the last time he played at the Fox Theater in Atlanta, Georgia, and got to meet him after the show. And of course, I was so nervous I couldn't even talk to him. So, I discovered anybody like John, people that wrote their own songs and played acoustic guitar, people like James Taylor and Cat Stevens and Harry Chapin, and then the Eagles came out not too long, right around the same time. And,
oh, yeah.
And if the Eagles came out today, they'd be on country radio probably.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I love their harmonies. They're one of my favorite groups as well. Fleetwood Mac's another one I like a lot.
I love Fleetwood Mac.
Yeah.
They're terrific.
Yeah. Well, folks, I do want to mention John's website is johnbarry.com. You can go there and pick up his music as well as check out the tour dates he's got coming up. And November 28th kicks off your 29th annual Christmas tour, John.
Yeah, can't believe it's come. It's been going that long, and it's just been a blessing to get to do that and go out and share that music of Christmas that I love so much. And so it's pretty cool. I can't believe, like I said, I can't believe it's our 29th year doing it.
That's amazing. And you've got a couple of shows coming up here in Michigan. December the 5th, you're going to be at the Hastings Performing Arts Center. That's in Hastings, Michigan, not too far from Grand Rapids. And December 6th at the Dogwood Center for Performing Arts in Fremont, which is kind of on the Midwest side of the state, where the Gerber Baby Factory is, just for trivia.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I played Gerber Days last year.
Did you?
Yeah.
That's great. Well, I think you
a lot of fun.
I think you come to both these venues each year with your Christmas show.
Yeah, it's just been tremendous. The staff of both those places are wonderful. There's some great friends in Fremont. They own Binky's Pizza, and they always cater a meal for us and stuff, and they always load the bus up with breadsticks and pizzas before we hit the road, and they're just lovely people. And then over in Hastings, Jeff Meyer has got Meyer Bakery, and they load us up with donuts and cronuts. Cronuts are the most wonderful thing on the planet, and just sweet people that take good care of us.
Well, that's great. Well, people in Michigan, they love their music, and I know they're going to be happy to have you come back again. You've got a lot of other dates all throughout Georgia and Tennessee, South Carolina, Indiana, Wisconsin, Minnesota, Ohio, few in Georgia, and then you're winding up down in Alabama.
Dothan, Alabama. Golly, it's a great town. But that's what we actually are going to be heading back. We're going to be in Goodlettsville, Tennessee. Madison is the next little town.
Oh, okay.
It's right, I don't know if it's in Madison or Goodlettsville, but it's a place called Harkin Hall, and it's fabulous room, seats 500, and it's just gorgeous. And it's like being in a big cathedral church. It's so cool. And then after that show, we're going to go on Monday night and play the last Christmas at the Opry show, and that'll close us out.
Oh, fantastic. Well, we'll look forward to that. We'll make sure and have all the information on our Facebook page for My Kind of Country. You can also visit johnberry.com and check out all those tour dates and get your tickets to go see the 29th annual Christmas with John Berry tour. Can't miss it, folks, that's for sure. Brand new live album from the Country Music Cruise. Tell me a little bit about that.
Well, man, I've done the cruise a couple of times, and it's just so much fun. And the Star Vista, who puts it all together, they started recording them a few years ago, and they asked me if I'd like to record ours and have it put out for folks to enjoy the cruise and the sounds of the cruise. And so we did. I was thrilled to be a part of it, and they were really, really something to work with. And it came out. My band sounded like $1 million, and it was a lot of fun to be a part of.
Well, it's a great album, that's for sure. And we were pleased to premiere "You and Only You" on our Facebook page channel, so we appreciate that. And you've got some of your best loved hits that you're performing on here, of course, "Standing on the Edge of Goodbye" and "Kiss Me in the Car," "If I Had Any Pride Left at All," and "Your Love Amazes Me." And you mentioned John Denver earlier. You did a fabulous version of Annie's song. You've got Mr. Jimmy Fortune singing with you on that one.
Yeah, isn't that cool? Oh. Yeah, I found out he loved John as well, and loved John's music, and we had that single "I Will If You Will" came out years ago, and Patty Loveless sang it with me, and John Jarvis was one of the writers, and he played piano on it on the recording. Well, he was on the cruise playing for different people, and so we recruited him to come play with us. So all the years that song's been out, and I've played it and sang it all these years, that was only the second time I ever sang it with him playing the piano. So that's pretty cool.
That's really cool. I'm curious, when you perform on the cruise ship, do you feel the boat moving when you're doing the show? Is the stage kind of moving, or does it not really make any difference?
It depends on the weather.
Yeah. We're going to play some of those tracks for our listeners tonight. What else is going on with you, John? Not that that's not enough, but what's coming up for you?
Well, Christmas tour cranks up, and rehearsal week is the week. We load in on Sunday before Thanksgiving, and we rehearse all that week, and we kick off the show. We rehearse in a theater called in Sugar Hill, Georgia. It's a great little 500-seat room there, and we'll rehearse there all week and take Thanksgiving Day off, and then we'll run through the show on Friday, and then that night, we've been there so long it feels like we're having 500 of our closest friends and neighbors over to the house for a little sit-down and night of music. So.
And I would imagine you probably have a lot of the same people that come back year after year that really enjoy the show.
You know, we have been blessed that we do have a lot of returning folks, people that have come year after year, and one of the things that's been really cool is like the city we played, The only city that we played every single year is Macon, Georgia.
Oh, wow.
And we play at the Grand Opry House, seats, I think, 1,400 folks, and it sells out every year, and this will be our 29th year there.
Hey, that's fabulous. What are some of your favorite songs that you do in this show?
Oh, is it a favorite? Yeah, I have to be kind of careful with that, I guess, because they're all my favorites, but it's like my children, you know, which one's your favorite? But, of course, I love singing on Holy Night, and a song I wrote a few years ago that folks have really enjoyed called I Don't Want to Rush This Christmas. It's just a really sweet one, and I like that one a lot. And then a song off an earlier album called Do Not Be Afraid. That is spectacular. It's a big one. So we've been blessed to get to record songs I really love to sing.
That's fantastic. Folks, again, johnberry.com is the website. You can check out all of his great tour dates coming up and be sure to go see him. And a special shout out to all of our Michigan listeners. Make sure you catch one of his shows here in Michigan. He will be in Hastings, Michigan at the Performing Arts Center December the 5th, and then December 6th he'll be at the Dogwood Center for Performing Arts in Fremont, Michigan. Make sure you go check him out. And you can go to Star Vista, the streaming website, anywhere you listen to music, Spotify, any of these great places that we get our music. And be sure to listen to this brand new John Berry Live from the Country Music Cruise. And we're going to play some of those tracks for you right now. And John, want to wish you and your family a very happy holiday season. And as always, it's a pleasure to have you on My Kind of Country. Thanks for the time, my friend.
I appreciate it very much. Hope folks enjoy hearing those tracks on the ship. It was a very intimate, small room that we played, but just a great group of folks to sing for. But it was a lot of fun. I appreciate the folks at Star Vista so much.
All right, check them out, folks. We're going to play some for you right now. JohnBerry.com. John, thanks so much for being on the show. We appreciate it.
Thank you for the invitation to be with you. Thank you.